Alright, this is my final project. Basically, Jacob, Alex, and I have been working on a complete ripoff of Minecraft for profit and to eventually sell on Android and possibly the Steam store if we get greenlit. Ugh. Alright, so I'm just going to show you how it runs. Alright, so it starts off dark. It shows off some dynamic lighting. Alright, you can walk around. It's all randomly generated, and then it's serialized into binary and saved into a folder with a world name. You can see you've got ores that generate, etc. Cave here. I did not make this cave, I'll place that ore. And then if you right click, you can destroy and stones energy inventory. If we look up here, get some coal ore. You can get coal. That's always nice. Alright. Then if you left click, you can place stuff. Trackpad on my laptop kind of sucks. Alright. There's a health bar, but that was working on Alex's build and not my build. That's probably going to be worked out later. Anyways, ambient light, the ambient dynamic lighting looks good. Trees spawn, trees generate, not as well as I'd want them to, obviously. They look like crappy square blocks. Alright, but now time to talk about the code. Alright, so if we go to project, go into scripts. The very first thing I want to show is probably terrain generation. Alright, so now we have all the chances for stuff to generate, etc., and actually generating chunks and columns. The way this generates is it uses a Perlin noise algorithm to figure out where each block should generate, what position it should be, if it's next to anything, what should be next to it, etc., etc. Alright, now to look at the probably the chunk script. A chunk is a 32 by 32 area. I mean 16 by 16. And this is how we keep track of the world. Basically what this does is, after it generates, it's stored into a large list of other chunks. And if you go out of range of it, it'll de-render, or in range it will render. Every time it de-renders, it saves the blocks and all the block edits that happen within it by serializing it to binary and putting it into a different world file. Alright, player movement. Pretty simple. Speed, gravity, velocity change. Gravity, if you can jump. Lots of comments of stuff that didn't work. This is just checking if anything is in front of you, and if it's in front of you, if something is in front of you, stop adding force so you can jump over it. What else? Save. Basically, this is just saving the chunks. Serialization is where it actually serializes into binary, puts it in the www.mcc saves. I forgot what that stands for a while ago. Saving everything to the correct file name, which I think there's 40 something files for the current world. It's quite a bit. Alright, terrain control. This is where blocks are actually edited. So we can get the block position, we move with the block just to make sure we have the correct one. And if adjacent is true, it means we're placing a block. Else, it means we're adding a block. No, it means we're deleting a block or something. I can't remember. Screw it. Setting block, pretty simple. Make sure it blocks into your inventory first. Speaking of inventory, let's check that out. Don't really need to look at the UI for it. Alright, so even though it says dictionary, it's a hash map, because in Java it's a hash map, it'll always be a hash map. So what we have here is a string and an int. The string is the key, which will hold the block name, and the int is the value, which holds the amount of the block you have. And as long as the block you're picking up is not air, then it will place it into your inventory. Even if you don't have it, it'll add a new list for it. Subtract item, same deal. Can place, same deal. Alright. Alright, and then block. Basically, you just have all the directions, and then this, oh, what it can be that way. We can do face calling on it, so we don't have to render each side of every block. Way more efficient. Struct tile, this is basically where we decide what on the sprite sheet we want to render. Here. Face UVs, this is making sure that we're going to face the block in the correct direction, and make sure everything is solid, or else we're not going to render it and send mesh data to the mesh renderer. That sounds correct. Pretty cool. Now we have items and item tools. So this is kind of a broken part right now, but basically, if you look up, we'll look kind of up, and press F9, you get a pickaxe. Cool. It doesn't enter it in the inventory yet or anything like that, but it's in there. It doesn't do anything though, and the animations are broken. Other than that, that's pretty much all we've got. Alright, thanks, kinda. Give us a good grade, man.